Are you past your eyeballs in a sin debt to the angel of death that you will never be able to pay? Are you tired of being a slave to Pharaoh? Does your life in Egypt suck and you just need to get out? Then does the Almighty have the cure for you? To escape certain death and bondage to Egypt, follow these simple instructions. It's called the Passover. We have a set of 20 different steps that we're going to follow here. But hopefully if we make it from step 1 all the way to step 20, you're going to see how this all pans out in the end. All right, first thing you're going to need to do, step number 1. You're going to have to first select a Passover lamb. Now, this lamb is going to have to be without spot or blemish. It's got to be perfect in every way possible. Now, it's very, very, very important that you understand that part. It's got to be absolutely perfect or it's not going to work. Okay? After you got your perfect lamb, proceed to step 2. You're going to have to get all the leaven out of your house. You're going to have to dig through all your cupboards. You're going to have to go look under the bed, check your movie stand, check your computer, even check your heart. You don't want one trace of leaven near you when this Passover goes down. So send it all as far away as possible. Burn it up. Get rid of it. Step number 3. You're going to have to double check that lamb to make sure that it's absolutely perfect. If it's not perfect, it's not going to work. And the angel of eternal death will certainly get you. That part is crucial. So I would check out the lamb for like 3 or 4 days. I mean, I would be inspecting this thing constantly. You're going to need some time to really check it over. Ask it some questions, see how it's going to respond. Study it. Make sure it's perfect. Okay, step number 4. You're going to have to take this absolutely perfect lamb without any spot or blemish, and you're going to have to kill it. So you have to kill the lamb and then apply its perfect blood, blameless blood, to your door. Now, if your lamb was truly perfect and blameless, then its blood will be adequate to pay for your debt in full. Now, if your lamb wasn't perfect, then it's going to be your blood on the door that's splattered all over from when the angel of death comes knocking for you. Now, if everything up to this point was done correctly, and you killed the Passover lamb that was absolutely perfect, and you have its blood covering you, covering your door, then you'll be able to proceed to the next step. Now, if you haven't gotten this far with doing everything I said perfectly, you're done. The angel of death got you. You're dead. So hopefully you made it this far. Okay. Step number 5. Observe as the angel of death passes over you in your home as it utterly destroys all of Egypt around you. For those whom enslaved you and beat you and persecuted you are being cut off. Know that after this night, they're going to have no more power over you, and you will be free for real. Step number 6. You're going to have to eat the Passover lamb and thoroughly digest all that it has done for you. Eat it until it becomes a part of you, so that it'll never leave you. If you digest this Passover lamb and it becomes a part of you, it's going to make you 100% invincible from any future angel of death attacks. For the same blood that was applied over your door from that perfect lamb is now a part of you. It's ingrained. Step number 7. Get out of Egypt. Now, hopefully, this night you've been having your bags packed, your shoes are on, you're ready to rock and roll. Everything's ready to go. So get out of Egypt. Pack your bags if you haven't already. Get your coat. You're not coming back. Load up the car and floor it out of there. Step number 8. You're going to have to realize, as you're on your way out of Egypt, that the Pharaoh is once again on your tail. He's quite angry, and he's coming up behind you with all the powers of hell in Egypt. And he's going to want to bury you. So you're going to have to move with haste, as you're not quite out of Egypt yet. Now, you're on your way out of Egypt, but he's on your tail. He's going to try to kill you before you get all the way out. So you're going to have to know that the Almighty God, who protected you from the angel of death with his lamb that he's provided, will ensure your complete deliverance from Egypt as well. Step number 9. Now, observe the cries of all those around you as you're escaping from Egypt, as Pharaoh's coming up behind you, who are fearful of what Pharaoh's going to do to them. Well, that's scary. You need to encourage them and let them know that the Almighty will be true to his word and will fulfill his promise to deliver them from Pharaoh, even when it doesn't look like it. Step number 10. Now, this is very important. You need to listen to this part. Before you exit Egypt, you need to know that you are going to approach a giant, unmovable obstacle that will be absolutely beyond your ability to cross. But rest assured that the Almighty has a plan to get you across it. You need to know this so that you do not fall victim to hopelessness, especially as Pharaoh's army approaches. Trust in him who has brought you this far. Step 11. Observe the power of Almighty God, who has delivered you with the strong hand in your time of need. Step 12. Cross through the waters. Let the old self drown and be reborn as you come back up the other side, clean and smiling. Step 13. You're going to watch as the armies of Egypt and hell that were chasing you and trying to kill you and prevent you from getting out of Egypt are struck down by the hand of the Almighty. Know that this day you have been delivered from bondage, and that your freedom has been bought with a heavy price. Step 14. Continue on into the wilderness. Now, this land, it's going to be strange to you and appear quite bleak and desolate. You're not going to see any milk and honey flowing out of this land like you might have expected at first. Not yet, anyways. You're in the wilderness. You're not in the promised land yet. But you need to know that your Father in heaven, who loves you, will lead you to those springs where there will be enough water to keep you alive. And he's going to feed you from heaven. So you might not see any food around, but know that it will come. No, this is not yet the promised land, but we have quite a ways to go before we get there. You see, there's a lot we still have to learn. And we have brought a lot of extra baggage from Egypt that we're going to have to dump and get rid of before we're going to be allowed to enter the promised land. It's going to take some time. Which leads us to the next step, which is step 15. You're going to have to come to the mountain to receive further instructions. You see, over the last 400 years in Egypt, we have completely forgotten who our Father is. We've gotten so wrapped up in Egypt and in the world and in the religions of Egypt. And our Father's going to want to instruct us in His righteousness once again. At this mountain, He's going to teach us all about His love and His patience and His justice. And we're going to learn His true character for who He really is, according to Him. Step 16. Beware. Refuse to participate in any Egyptian-style rebellion that the people around you are going to conjure up. Stay true to Him so that He may smile down upon you. For not everyone who's made it this far is going to make it into the promised land. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who refuse to leave their Egyptian gods behind. And they're probably going to be the ones who are, if they don't repent of that, they're going to be swallowed up by the earth, and they're going to be killed in battle before they ever make it to the promised land. Step 17. You need to keep your eye on the pillar of smoke and fire. You need to keep moving. Don't ever get too comfortable in one spot. You don't want to sit in one spot, build a nice, comfortable place to stay permanently, and then never look out the window again. For the pillar of fire isn't sitting there in one spot. It's going to continue to move, and it's going to continue to lead you through the wilderness. Remember that you have not yet arrived in the promised land. Not yet. So don't quit looking at that pillar of fire and smoke. We need to always be ready to move on. Number 18. Never give up. You see, we're going to be here in the wilderness for a long time. Never quit moving. Never quit learning, and stay the course. We don't want to lose sight of Him. And it's a long winding road. Step 19. Now, if you have made it this far, you may one day finally enter into that land which is flowing with milk and honey. Not by any of your own power, that you're going to know by this time for sure, but only by the hand of your Almighty Father in heaven. He was the one who delivered you out of Egypt and led you through the wilderness and let you enter into His land. By this time, you're going to know Him and who He is. And when you enter into the promised land, you're going to enter as one of His own. Then, at that point, finally, step 20, we can quit moving. We've entered the land. We can sit down, get comfortable, and rejoice. So the question is, do we keep the Passover? Well, if you don't, I don't know how you're planning on making it to the promised land without any instructions. For remember, the path is narrow, and very few will ever find it. And even less of them will have the heart to follow it to the end. Unless they are completely intimate with that roadmap that our loving Father in heaven had bought with the blood of his only begotten Son and then gifted over to us. So yes, I celebrate my deliverance from Egypt and tell the story of how the blood of the Lamb saved me as the angel of death passed me over. You better believe it.